Hey YouTube, it's Matt.
And Scott with Deer and Donuts.
And today we're going to do another head-to-head challenge. And it's something near and dear to every hunter's heart. It's food. And we're going to talk about backpacking meals today.
So like Matt said, today we're going to be going through a couple of different various outdoor backpacking pre-made meals. To make this taste test more fair, all of them are spaghetti and meatballs or lasagna or some sort of Italian style flavor. One of them is beef pasta marinara. We're going to go ahead and count that as close enough. The 5 that we're going to be reviewing are going to be the 5 main ones we found online. It's going to start with Readywise. We're then going to do Peak Refuel. Number 3 is going to be Mountain House. After that will be the Backpacker's Pantry. And we're going to round it out with some Alpine Aire. Now, like I said, there are some other choices online. And some people might be real fancy and think they're better than everyone else and make their own because they got some fancy kitchen stuff. But if you're like most of us, these are going to be the big 5 ones that you will find online, readily available, readily accessible.
Now on your screen right now, you'll see the weights of the different packaging, the serving sizes, and some of the macros. Obviously, some of them have more protein and more calories than others, but they all basically do the same thing. And that's get you fed. So with that being said, there's 2 main differences, price and taste. Now we'll go over the taste in a little bit here, but let's start by talking about the price. And starting at the top end is this Mountain House. It costs us about $15, which is a little bit more expensive than I remember Mountain House being, but potentially their price has gone up with inflation. I don't know. Next is the Peak Refuel. That was $14. And then they significantly go down from there. The Backpacker's Pantry and the Readywise down here are both about $9. And then going all the way to the bottom is going to be this Alpine Aire at $6.50. Now, obviously, to make these edible, we need water and time. But we're not going to waste your time. So much like Harry Potter and magic, we're going to do some editing, and you're going to see that magic of editing so that the meals are ready right about now.
You're a wizard, Harry.
So now that we're back from that Harry Potter magic edit, we're going to talk about actually cooking it. And all of these take about 10 to 15...
Master gave Dobby a sock! Dobby's a free elf!
So again, 10 to 15 minutes, we're going to ignore literally everything that's going on over here. I want to apologize for it. Tom and I just do not condone the things that Scott does. Anyway, 10 to 15 minutes to cook. They all take roughly the same amount of water, but if you're super water conscious, some take a little bit less. Like this Peak Refuel only takes a cup. Some of the other ones take a cup and a half to 2. Now that we've talked about cooking them, we're going to get into the taste test. We're going to start down here at the Readywise. We're each going to take a spoonful and we'll see where this goes. Hopefully nowhere weird.
Good consistency, good texture, decent aroma coming out of here. Give it a little stir.
He's a professional, folks. I don't think...
No, sorry, that do not eat.
That sounds a little crunchy.
Tad bit undercooked, but it's not bad.
So I'll agree the flavor is good. It was cooked exactly to the specifications that Readywise gave. Definitely undercooked and crunchy.
Yeah, like hamburger helper, sometimes you just gotta add some extra water and keep it on the stove for a few more minutes.
That being said, it's the only one, so right now it is number 1. Congratulations, Readywise.
It's got some decent flavor to it. Not too salty, not too,
So now we're going to go over Peak Refuel. Again, Peak Refuel is one of the more expensive ones, so I'm hoping that the quality matches the price.
I will say, there's a lot of noodles, decent amount of meat. You got to stir it up pretty good, but I'm not seeing really any sauce on this. It's a little blander.
Yep.
I wish there was the sauce.
This cooked better. This is, if you follow per the directions, again, only 1 cup. I think the Readywise definitely has the better flavor to me, and that's a little disappointing since this is one of the more expensive ones. So now we're going to move on to Mountain House. Again, Mountain House is the most expensive one, or at least it was at the time of us buying.
Ooh, this one looks like it's out of a restaurant. Like this is some straight Olive Garden stuff. If we had unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks, I'd be at home.
Do you live at Olive? Or? Anyway.
Haha.
So to me, this has been the best as far as cooking, not being crunchy, not being too liquidy, anything like that. I still like the Readywise flavor a little bit more, but this is definitely better than Peak Refuel.
It's a close second, but yeah, I got to go with Readywise. But it is a very, very close second with the Pantry.
All right, so we're going to talk now about Backpacker's Pantry.
Or sorry, Mountain House.
So this, again, doesn't necessarily look like spaghetti. It has a little bit more sauce than the Peak Refuel, but we're going to see exactly how it tastes. I got to mix it up a little bit more.
Now this is a lasagna one, so it might be a little different. I'm saying that to give it the benefit of the doubt. It looks the exact same as the other 3.
Man.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
All right, I'll wait.
The noodles are a little thinner, though. That's different. Okay. I got a crunchy noodle. It's got a weird aftertaste to it.
Yeah, this is definitely bottom of the barrel for me as far as taste. It definitely did a better job of cooking than the Readywise, but it was a little bit more crunchy. Somebody's going in for seconds. So while he's determining, I'm going to jump over, stir up our Alpine Aire. So this one has a little bit more liquidy texture, which always scares me that I didn't rehydrate correctly, but we're going to give it a try. Oh God. I have to hold my review because obviously this gentleman can't be swayed one way or the other.
Give in to peer pressure.
Have you formulated your opinion so that I can talk to the people?
Yeah.
All right, so this actually did a decent job of rehydrating despite the amount of liquid still in it. The taste is I think it's probably about on par with the Peak Refuel and the Backpacker's Pantry. I don't know which one I'm picking as the least tasty. Probably that
Right
one.
here, the lasagna. All day, I will say I did not care for that one. Actually, you know what? No. I am going to go with the lasagna from Alpine Aire.
As the least tasty?
Yes.
All right.
I did not care for the taste at all. Right now, it still even leaves a weird taste in my mouth to the point that I'm going to take another bite of this to get it out.
So, I'll give you my 1 through 5, and then Scott will give you his 1 through 5. And if it doesn't match mine, just know that he is wrong. Number 1 is this Mountain House to me. It did a good job of rehydrating, and the taste is good. It's not quite as good as the Readywise, but I like that when you did it correctly with the instructions, it reheated correctly, so I'll give it the bump there. Number 2 for me is the Readywise. It didn't do a good job of rehydrating. I think you could probably fix that with a little bit more water or a little bit more time, but the flavor was actually really good. Next for me is going to be the Peak Refuel. This is where it kind of starts blending of, you could go any of these bottom 3 with the order. The Peak Refuel was alright with taste. It did a good job rehydrating, but all of them did except for the Backpacker's Pantry. My number 4 is probably going to be that Backpackers Pantry. I really didn't care for the taste of this, but this didn't do a good job rehydrating. It's kind of like a battle of who sucks less at this point. I don't know that I'd recommend any of them, but this is probably 4. This will be 5, and that's how I'm going to wrap it up.
Look how tiny the meatballs are.
That's what she said.
All right. I'm going to talk with food in my mouth. So, yeah.
I'm sorry, Mom. I thought you raised him better.
I have about the exact same list as him. There's Mountain House right here. It's delicious. It hydrated good. The consistency is great. The flavors are good.
It also looks like spaghetti, which is
Like-
kind of a big deal to me.
It just hit noon here. I had like an apple and a honey stinger waffle for breakfast, which probably should have had more. But I'm getting a little hungry, and I would actually eat this for the rest of the meal. After that, you got the Readywise, which, again, same thing. Good consistency. Maybe a couple more minutes to rehydrate, but overall, it was delicious. It was good. I enjoyed it. I don't think the Peak Refuel is as bad as you're giving it, and I want you to take another try, because
I'll give it another
it's
try.
not bad. So the Peak Refuel definitely doesn't look like the spaghetti and meatball pasta type thing that you're used to. Not a lot of red marinara sauce or anything like that. It looks like just bland white noodles and some tiny little meatballs. But it's got flavor. It's good. The consistency's good. Rounding it out has gotta be these last two. The Alpine Aire and the Backpackers Pantry here. I don't know if it's because these are lasagna or what, but this just had a real sawdusty style of consistency to it. The flavor in it kind of reminded me of the same, and it definitely left a weird aftertaste in my mouth. And same with the Alpine Aire. I just didn't care for the flavor. It lingered around too long, and as you guys watched, I had to take a couple more bites of these 3 to get rid of it.
So I'll update mine based on his going back for seconds recommendation. This Peak Refuel is still number 3 for me. To me, it doesn't have the worst taste. Like, it doesn't leave a bad taste in my mouth. It doesn't taste nasty. But it also doesn't taste like spaghetti, which is what it's supposed to. It's supposed to be a marinara. It kind of just tastes like noodles to me. They're not bad tasting noodles, but they're not marinara. So that's my opinion on it. That's his. If this is your guys' first time to the channel, thanks for joining us. I hope you jump down, hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to us if you came out and hang out a little bit more often. Hit that bell, get some notifications on other head-to-head competitions, and jump on over to our Instagram. Tom's doing a
Hold
really...
on, don't.
Okay.
He doesn't control you guys. He doesn't tell you what to do, okay? I would ask you guys to go to our Instagram. Tom's killing it over there. You get to see some cool pictures of me working out, me in the Montana wilderness. Every so often, this ugly mug's on there. Go ahead, give us a follow. Like some of our pictures there. Worst case, you're scrolling through. You see an awesome video of a mountain somewhere. Give us some comments. Tom is getting real lonely, real bored up in Michigan by himself. He can't make these videos, so he relies on you guys to interact with. Send him a comment. Drop a line. Just ask him, hey, Tom, how you doing? You okay, bud? We'd really appreciate it.
So for Dobby and myself, thanks for joining us. I hope this provided some insight on what meals you guys should potentially look at for your next trip. I hope you guys are able to get outdoors soon. So weird.